get out and do a quick walk around real fast. I'm getting ready to head north because I just booked a load a little bit ago for picking up in Alba, Alabama at the Dorsey facility. They needed a long slide fifth wheel. Apparently they had a guy go last night and he had the fancy mud flap, so he couldn't get it. So your boy's gonna do it. Yeah, it's a little bit farther than what I'd like to bobtail, but the fuel that I have in the truck has already been paid for, so I'm not worried about you know, eating any profits or anything like that when I go
on the show, on the Chad Keegan YouTube channel.
I couldn't find shit down here. I called about loads yesterday. I called about 3 different power only loads, and every single one was like for $1 a mile or $1.15 or some shit like that. And I'm like, who the fuck is running this, thinking to myself, because I sure as fuck ain't. And then like I dealing with this guy that wants to just text and stuff about shit yesterday. He has a flatbed that needs picked up, and then he wants me to load a bunch of shit on there with my equipment, and then doesn't even have all the information for it. I'm like, I don't know what the weight is or the, you know, how this trailer is even gonna be. So I'm just doing a quick walk around real fast, checking everything out while it's running. So yeah, I'm getting ready to head up there because it pays really well for this load. It's only like 450 loaded miles, and it's $1,300 bucks. So I figured, yeah, I'll eat a little bit. I need to take care of that still when I get home, or you know, I'll be up to I'm gonna go to Mariana and sleep tonight at the truck stop. That way I can wake up fresh, get a shower, do things like that. May stop in Scepter and see my friend at the Flying J there, Becky, and get some fuel. If not, I'll get fuel up north because it's cheap up there. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, other than that, kind of lucked out down here, which it happens. Not gonna be too mad about it, but yeah, I'm also not gonna run shit for $1 fucking mile. Brand new trailer, dump trailer, going out of Bradenton at the Globe facility up to North Carolina. TQL, it was 640 some miles. I said, how much for the rate? And he's like, well, what are you looking at? I said, I would probably want about 13. That's going to be a little over $2 a mile. Not run anything. He's like, oh, we can do 750. I said, eat a dick, dude, and just hung up the phone. So that's what's up. But yeah, we're rolling. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Here, and some action going on. Backed up traffic for the last 5 miles. I don't know how that happens. You just go off and hit a pole. I guess you should stay off your phone. Well, just leaving Dothan, Alabama this morning. Is there a Army base or something around here? There's a bunch of copters up in the air. There's one. There's another one up in front of me. I swear I've seen 6 helicopters up in the air. Is there some kind of Army training something, or is there, I wonder if there's a manhunt. There's another one down there. Insane. There's at least 7 that I've seen that I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the closest one to me right now. Unless maybe there's some kind of like helicopter training facility. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's a manhunt. Interesting. So picking up this right here, this aluminum giant. It's got that 5th wheel. You can see that kingpin right there at the end. That's why I needed my truck to do it, because the last guy had super fancy mud flap hangers and couldn't do it. You can see it's kind of tore up and beat up at a couple spots from his truck, but I had all kinds of clearance. Anyways, these bags aren't filling up on the back of this trailer, so I pulled over here because I was over at a mud lot on the other side, right through there where that white trailer's at. I know that's kind of hard to see, but I was sitting over there and I pulled over on the side of the road and I'm like, man, these airbags aren't building, something's going on. So I flagged someone down and they're like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. They had someone come out and lift the back end up and they're like, yeah, they're still not lifting. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? I couldn't hear a leak or nothing like that. So they're gonna have that yard jockey over there move it over somewhere else, and then they're gonna actually put an air hose to it to fill them up, is what he said. So I'm like, okay. There's a yellow plug that goes on the front of that, and that's just to be able to dump the bags for when you're turning. That shouldn't have anything to do with the actual bags going up. So I don't know what's going on. And he's like, yeah, you can hear him because he flipped the switch and the air pissed out. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. Maybe there's a bad check valve somewhere, but it's kind of putting a cramp in my stocking. I'm not delivering that until tomorrow morning anyways. I just wouldn't mind getting through Nashville at a certain time, if you know what I mean. But that's trucking. Well, just rolling through Montgomery here. Next is Birmingham. Finally got the trailer after about, let's see, let me roll up this window. It's like 20 to 30 mile per hour wind with gusts of more west-northwest right now. And it's just slamming. Finally getting 65. Man, look at this, guys. In a hurry. Yeah, I'm doing 67 already, douche. Tennessee. Anywho. So they take the trailer from me after the hiccup, and they take it back. It's gone for 2 hours. They bring it back out. They say the leveling valve was flipped upside down, and that's why the bags wouldn't fill up, or the bags were completely deflated, and that's why they wouldn't go up. And I'm thinking to myself, okay. So they had changed the leveling valve to the spec that the engineer wanted it to be at, okay? So they bring it back out, I hook up to it, and the bags look like there's a little bit of air in them, but they're not smashed down all the way. There's a little bit of air, but they're not filling up like they should be. And still, there's no way I'm running this thing down the interstate and having it bottom out, because there's no air in the bags to stop it from the tires rubbing on the rub rails. So I'm like beyond irritated, because I waited for over 2 hours for them to bring it out, and I get out, hook up to it, they take off. They're like, yeah, you should be good, just take off. I'm like, okay, whatever. So then I'm like pissed, because I'm like, I already wasted 2 hours sitting there. I've got to go through Nashville, and at first my GPS said I was going to be there 3:48 when I first got to the place and put the GPS in after I hooked up the first time, before I realized that, hey, these bags ain't filling up like they should be. So then it was, 6, 7, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So damn near 3 hours went off of my time here for me to be there, because I gotta run through Nashville, and I'm gonna hit Nashville about 7 o'clock, because where I need to go in Central City, Kentucky is 80 miles away from Nashville. So that's about 2 hours. That'll set me back, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. That'll set me about 5 o'clock going through Nashville, and that's probably not happening. So I just basically told the broker, said, they just had this thing back. I've been here since 8 o'clock trying to hook up to this trailer, and the bag still won't fill. And he's like, okay, let me call somebody. So he calls somebody. They come back out. They're like, well, let's get another truck up here because it just filled up back here. I'm like, okay, dude, I don't get it. You know, I don't understand. How's it going to fill up? And granted, I'm not climbing under this truck because it's in a dirt lot, and I'm at a dealership. I'm not even at a dealership. I'm at the Dorsey manufacturing facility in Alba, Alabama. So this baby should be crisp before it pulls out the freaking building to be set out to go. And guy comes back and we're talking about the leveling valve. He's like, yeah, the leveling valve is flipped out. So what do you mean it was flipped out? The bag's blah blah. I'm like, that just doesn't happen, dude. There's no way. I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. And so finally I said, well, how's the leveling valve look? I said, is it completely level right now? Are the bars level going down? He's like, yeah. And he's like, this is where the engineer told me to set it. I said, dude, regardless of how many trucks you hook up to this or what you do, it's not, the bags aren't going to fill. The bags are going to fill when your yard jockey jacks this trailer up with his thing and pulls it off the ground, and that center axle drops down. That's where the leveling valve is. I said, so then the bags are going to fill up, but as soon as he drops it, the air is going to dump back out, and that leveling valve is going to be level. So they're like, well, let us take it back and we'll look at it and we'll work on it. I said, dude, I just walked back and I said, I ain't no fucking engineer, but until that leveling valve is adjusted properly, it ain't gonna move. I said, you're not gonna get bags in the air. Now, if you're setting on an incline or your trailer jockey picks it up, I said, you're gonna get the air you're desiring. I said, until that thing is moved, I said, it ain't gonna happen with my truck. I'm getting air back to it. It ain't the issue. If I wasn't getting air back here like it should be, A, I wouldn't be able to move the trailer because of the brakes, and B, there wouldn't, like, I can't unhook my brakes and have the air, plus their chamber wouldn't be full. They had a freaking tank that was full of air. So as soon as he unhooked the leveling valve and started moving it, the bags were going up. So I ended up getting a tape measure, getting my tools, and giving it to them so they could adjust the leveling valve properly so I could pull this freaking trailer off their lot. And I thought to myself, Juice, you're priest, man. This is Brandon over and I start talking to him, and then a gentleman come out from Minnesota that said he watches the show, and we had chatted for a while, and then I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I gotta jump in the truck and do my paperwork, and they're standing out in short sleeve shirts, and it's like 40 degrees, and we're all like, kind of like, man, this weather sucks. It's colder than what you'd think it would be right now this time of year down here. So I get back in the truck, I'm doing my logs, and then someone else comes over and bangs on the door. He's like, I just pulled in, I'm going to get something to eat, I watch you all the time, and Gentry and blah blah blah, and I'm like, right on, dude. You know, bust his knuckles, and then we or fist bump at least, go back to doing my stuff, go inside, get a smoked bologna sandwich and some brisket, sliced brisket, some macaroni and cheese, and then come back out, then a couple Buc-ee's, of course, come back out to the truck, eat my food, and then, you know, FaceTime the wife for a little bit. Coming down 65, right before you get to Alabama, exit 22, stop there and get some barbecue. There's also an ice cream parlor in there before, which I believe I stated that, so definitely check that out. But hopefully I can find something after I drop this trailer that'll take me up to the house. If not, I told Kim, I said, regardless, I'm coming home, because there's a couple things that I need to get home and winterize before winter really hits and get taken care of. Plus, there's some stuff inside of Frank in the actual cab I'd like to take care of before I actually get it on the road. I've got a few lights and stuff I'm going to put on the inside of the truck. Alrighty, and then other than that, that thing's pretty much, I'd say, ready to go, at least start running. And then anything else I need to do along the way, I'll do it. I mean, I haven't slid the fifth wheel back, but I didn't necessarily plan on making it a long slide until either I find a different one to put on or I move that one back. If I'm going to do that, James Pretty's got some things down in his place that we should be able to drill holes in that frame quick, versus me sitting there for 4 hours on one hole trying to drill them in there, because I need like 2 holes, 3 holes, 4 holes drilled, maybe more, but I really don't want to drill in that frame if I don't have to. So we'll see what happens, but I'll come back tomorrow morning, and well, it is tomorrow morning already, but when the sun comes out, at least, unless something happens here. Boy, this place, Central City, just dropped that trailer, is something else. There's a bunch of low bridges. 11.4. I seen at least 3, and one over to the side I was able to get under. If not, I would have been like doing the loop-de-loop or going way out of route, which there's no truck route signs up here. There is 11.4 bridge signs, but there's road closed, side road. Okay. I want to turn right anyways, lady.
At the light, turn right onto South 2nd Street.
Detour. But anyways, there's 11.4, I believe, right back over this way. Yeah, right there. She wanted me to run under that, and I'm like, dude, I can't. So I had to make a bust U and make some quick moves real quick so I could get to where I needed to go, so I could, you know what I mean, get out of this place so I could get home. Because that's what I'm doing.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn right to merge onto Western Kentucky Parkway, east toward Elizabethtown.
I didn't see any lows. I've been looking, haven't seen nothing, so I'm just gonna head home. I'll keep looking while I'm on the way, if you know what I mean. The old train debacle. Got on this road, Western Kentucky Parkway East. I believe it's I-169, I think, or some shit like that. I can't remember. One of the two. 165, something one of those numbers. I don't know. Either way, headed towards Louisville. Just checked the old load boards and seen that there was a load going from Seymour, Indiana to Sterling Heights, Michigan, which I'd seen it earlier. They had it for 700. Then they bumped it up to 8. That's probably the most they would go for. It's 238 miles, so that's over. Maybe it's 300 and something. No, I think it's 230, 260. I don't know. Anyways, it's over $2 a mile, so I was happy with the rate. And it delivers Monday. Just pick it up, drop it. 20,000 pounds, 53-foot van trailer full of electric products, because it's going way north, and then I will go home. So that's my plan. I did find a load, so that helps me out. So I'm not bobtailing all the way up there, and I'm actually making some mucho dinero. And I already filled up earlier. Well, I topped off when I was at the place in wherever I stopped this morning at a Pilot to take a shower and grab a cup of coffee and a splash, a cup of mud, if you will. And so I put 50 in there because I figured I don't know if I'm going to find it $3 anywhere cheaper, and I really don't want to mess around. As soon as I dropped that trailer this morning, I wanted to start sliding north or east north, if you know what I mean, to get home anyway. So I need to go through Louisville and then Indy, and that's it. So I'm on my way home. Yeah, with the load. Cruising through this parking lot here at this Walmart. Just picked up this jalopy of a trailer. It's got like tools and shit in there, and it's really not that heavy, but it took forever to build air. And then I don't know if the brakes work or not on it. I think they do. I guess we'll find out when I need to use them, probably in Indy or something. I need to run to the truck stop real quick. Luckily there's a petrol right down the road, and throw a little bit of air in my tire. And then I need to grab basically one of the sprayer cords, because my sliding fifth wheel yesterday, I stepped on the cord and fucking broke it, which irritates me. And when I was dealing with those guys yesterday with that that trailer, so I need to buy a new cord basically and fix that. And then but that's what it is. Luckily there's a truck stop down there that I can take care of that real quick. I'll have to drop this trailer again and do it, but other than that, it's what it is. We are rolling north, headed to the house, so happy about that. And once I get over to the truck stop, I'll show you what I'm talking about, maybe. If not, then I'll see it probably when I get home, unless something happens good when I'm going through Indy. I don't know yet. We'll see. TQL's calling me. I'll be back. Man, what's going on? It's Saturday, and obviously I'm at the house. It's nice, crisp, 46 degrees with 10 to 14 mile per hour wind. And I'm gonna go out and fire up the blue truck here, because I need to pull this thing up, drop that trailer, unhook it. Shoot, I need to grab the keys for that so I can move it, because I'm gonna back the blue truck up right here, because I need to slide the fifth wheel. I need to fix that thing. But I'm gonna drag that trailer right here in the stones and drop it, and then probably move it, because I don't really like how it is up against that tree, and bring it over here some, because it's a little bit harder over here from the stones all the years kicking over. I just try to keep it so it's open, but kind of made a mess yesterday when I was pulling in down here. But that's shocking, because everything is soft, so I'm gonna fire that up, and I'm gonna straighten out that stack. slide that get that fifth wheel thing fixed. I didn't end up grabbing anything yesterday. I went to a TA and the place only had one air hose, and it was by down at the end on the corner, and somebody was using it and I couldn't get to it, so I didn't fill up the tire. I'm on a bit of slime in that too, that one tire, because it keeps on. It's got a slow leak somewhere. I don't know if it's in the valve stem or where. I can never figure out where this is at, so I'm just gonna put some slime in it and see how it goes. Or maybe I'll change the valve stem. I'll look at the valve stem and see how it looks, but it's this one right here. You know, you can notice it's low from when you're driving, plus all that weight's right there, so I need to move that up, get that center of gravity. And I'm going to basically gut the blue chuck, everything that's in there. Not like gut it, but I'm gonna take all the stuff out that I don't need, because A, I don't need it in there, B, I'm gonna be switching over to Frank, so I'm gonna get everything out and just keep the bare necessities in while I'm still running this for a couple more weeks, month, whatever, until I go over into that truck. So that's what I'm doing right now. Now I'm back to house, man. Well, I'm back here. We got everything pretty much situated here. I put this on here, it works. Right here, it's fine. There was a spot right here that was cracked, so I just melted that plastic and pressed it back on there. It sealed right up. So that's good to go, because I already plopped those out. Did what I needed to with the tire. It's super solid. I didn't even put that whole bottle in. I couldn't get it because it was between the tires and it was at the top, and I couldn't squeeze it. So I undid my brackets, took those off, bent them back the way I needed to. Then I just loosened these up, and I pulled that thing forward to where that is straight now and not crooked and sticking out. The thing could use a nice wash, but who knows what I'm going to get into this week, so I'll probably wait until I get home and do it sometime around Thanksgiving, because it does got some salt grime on it, because obviously there were salt roads up here. So probably, I doubt tomorrow, because I'm going to run it down the road real quick to get that slime to move around in the tire there, and then bring it over here, slide the fifth wheel forward, and hook it back up to the trailer and back it up, because Kim's got some people coming over tomorrow, and I doubt they want to try and work around a trailer, if you know what I'm saying. So that is what is up. And go for a ride, man. Well, that looks a little bit better. Now I'm not sitting there with all the weight right on my ass end, and should be fine. I probably should have washed it, but I didn't. I just ran it down the road real quick. But Monday, if I don't find anything up there, which I probably will, I guess we'll see, I'll come home and wash. It's supposed to rain, so it don't matter that I didn't wash it, but I will wash it next week while it's sitting, because I highly doubt that I'll run a bunch. I'll probably sit here for Thanksgiving, because I want to be here, and I want to take care of a couple things on Frank that I need to over that time, because a lot of shit doesn't happen. So might as well be here instead of sitting some truck stop somewhere else, not doing shit, but sitting in that truck. So tomorrow I'll probably take everything out, just bring the Cushman out and do it while Kim's taking care of her business, and then you know how it goes from there, man. So hopefully like, share, subscribe. Still doing it in the blue truck. Probably have a few more episodes in that before we transition into this bad boy, but we'll get there one of these days eventually. So just be patient, because I still need to put on the wiper arms and new blades I have. The windows, looks like I got some bird shit up here already. Bastards. And bug splatter there. So that'll have to take place, and then I want to change the hardware on this, because these things are just seem to be too small. They're not holding this where I want it to. I'm able to move this, and I don't like it. When I go down the road, it'll shove on both sides. So new hardware on that. A couple things inside of the truck that I want to do, and then other than that, like I've got some green lights that I wouldn't mind sticking somewhere to where we have some floor lights. Not sure where to wire. Oh, plus I need to get a new cord for this because this that thing up there is messed up for the switcheroonie. Did put that in so baby's got a little light at night if we don't have the green lights going. But yeah, I've got a cord from, you know, I used to have those green lights up there. I took them off. I didn't want them on anymore. Since I've got those watermelon lights in the back, I figured that would probably be enough for that back there, and I don't necessarily need those green spotlights. So I've got the power wire that's actually up to the switch that's a spare. I've got the power wire right here, and I can just ground those out to themselves. So I'll probably drill one up and stick it up under there, run this wire, splice into it up there somewhere, and then run one over on baby's side when I'm putting in that new doohickey gadget jigger that I need to get ordered and hopefully come sooner than later, and then change the hardware on this side too, because it moves also when I go down the road, if you know what I mean, just like that. That's too loose and I don't like that, so I want to put some thicker stuff on there. That way it puts the old cramp down there. I wish I could get, now the blue truck, that arm thing is smaller than this. It only goes out to about right here and then goes up, so they're nice and tight. This one sticks out farther. I wish I could get a shorter set, but I can't. I looked and I can't find anything like that anywhere, so I don't know. Plus I need to do some more pinstriping, detailing, sex up. May have to rent a spot out in the shop where I take the truck to get worked on, and do that there inside because it is cold outside, and just don't know how well that would take. Other than that, I'd like to, I got some mud flap hangers. I wouldn't mind throwing on those. That way that straightens that out a little bit, kind of like these are here. Yeah, that's not, I was worried about that coming back and hitting that tank, but that's not even close, so I don't know why I was worried about that. So I'll do that also sometime. Fire the truck up, run it. I also need to put a 90 on there and kick it out to here. That way it can shoot up and it can run up the side and be right there on this side, because there's not enough room right here for that to drop down. It's just there, I don't believe there's enough room for that. So that's another thing I'll need to engineer, if you will, and then yeah, man, we'll be ready to rock and roll. But I mean, I'll be doing it out in this cold weather, which I figured ain't no big deal. Anything I want to do inside, I've got a heater. I can run an extension cord in there and I can keep the cab warm. It's just anything I need to do outside, it'll be, you know what I mean, Carhartted up or warm weather. But it's supposed to, after the 28th, it's just going to go drop straight down to like the 30s. So I definitely want to be getting in this truck pretty soon, because I believe it's a little bit warmer the way it's been running, especially with that vent cover thing off now. Ever since I took this off to paint it and I've run it, I mean, if the heater is on and it's set for the heater, that straight smokes you out because that is open. Now if you turn that down, it does blow cold air in and just pushes cold air all the time. So that is actually pretty cool. But you know, I'll just need to get that switch in, that way I can actually change it, because if I go down south, I don't want that blowing straight hot air, and I don't want to have to take that panel off every time just to switch it. So that's what it is, man. Hope you like, share, subscribe, comment, say what you want to. You know, we really don't care. Until then, you know what we say, if you don't like it, go truck yourself, and we will see you.
You're a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin.